And maybe we can use that to detail a little bit on this pathless path. In your book, and I want to quote yourself here, you say, this is what the pathless path is all about. It's having the courage to walk away from an identity that seems to make sense in the context of the default path in order to aspire towards things you don't understand. So what do you, Paul, understand the pathless path to be? Where does this noun even come from? And when did that evolve?
I first discovered it in David White's book, The Three Marriages. And he took his own journey. He quit being like a marine biologist, naturalist, explorer at like early 30s and decided he was going to become a poet. Now, David White is like super well known now, but that was a crazy decision. And he just is a channel for like a lot of wisdom. And he talked about this idea of a pathless path. And he said something like, when you first discover the idea of a pathless path, you're not supposed to know what it means. I actually had the opposite reaction. I was about a year into my self-employment journey, and it sort of named something I was feeling. For the first year on my self-employment journey, I tried to convince people I knew where I was going. I had a plan. People kept asking, why are you doing this? And I kept trying to like say it. And basically it was also like a denunciation of my previous path. The true reality, if I reflected deep inside, was that I had no idea where I was heading. And that was the whole point. Is that is sort of the natural state of being. And if we can tap into that natural state, a lot of things open up because all of life is uncertain.
But I believe that it also requires quite some reflection and acceptance of that very uncertainty. So I think this is not something that comes overnight. So how did you develop this acceptance or even this appreciation for uncertainty and the unknown?
Maybe. I think we're sort of socialized away from that natural state as we grow up. Like we're taught that life has to be planned. You have to rationally think about things. You have to make trade-offs. You have to quantify everything. You have to measure everything. That's not a natural state. That's all like taught to us. And then like people like me who are analytical gravitate towards those things because they make us feel safe. But it's a false safety. It's a safety that says everything can be measured and everything can be okay. If you just earn enough money, you'll be okay. If you just follow this path, everything will be figured out. It's never really true. And it's not like I've solved these things. It's just that I'm more comfortable existing with that uncertain state. Or at minimum, I don't devote most of my time to trying to make that discomfort go away. Which is, I think, what most people are doing in the world these days. People aren't even, even with like travel, people don't go travel and just exist and be uncomfortable in a different world. They go travel and like consume experiences. Right? It's like, even when people are supposedly like escaping their default reality, they're still doing sort of the same thing.
So if you like that, make sure to check out the full-length episode here and leave a subscribe. Thank you.
Do more of what makes you happy.